Okay guys, here is part 2 of section 10.4, and this is sector area. So we needed to learn about circle area because sector area is just a part of the circle. So we have two separate formulas that deal with sector area. One is if we are given the arc length in degrees, and one if we are given the arc length in radians. So in this first example, we're going to talk about in degrees, and this big A stands for sector area. So again, this is small over big equals small over big. So sector area over pi r squared, which is circle area, is equal to the arc measure, which in this case would be 60, over 360 degrees. Okay, so setting this up, we're solving for sector area, so that would be x, over pi r squared. My radius here is 5 centimeters. So I have pi 5 squared is equal to my arc, or my angle, is 60 over 360 degrees. Okay, so before we cross multiply, we're going to cancel out our zeros, and we're going to go ahead and multiply this out. So we're going to have x over 5 squared is 25, so 25 pi equals 6 over 36. Excuse the handwriting, still terrible. Okay, cross multiplying, I'm going to have 36x is equal to 6 times 25 is 150 pi. And then lastly, we're solving for x, so we're dividing both sides by 36. Okay, and then what we need to remember, guys, is that we've got to reduce the fraction there. Don't give me the decimal. You want the reduced fraction. So 150 and 36, I can take a 3 out of, so I'm going to start by doing that. So taking a 3 out of 150, I'm left with 30. I'm sorry, 50. And taking a 3 out of 36, I'm left with 12. Okay, and then I've got my pi there. 50 and 12, I should be able to see that I can take a 2 out of that. So I'm going to do that. And that leaves me with 25 over 6 pi, or 25 pi over 6. That's the number for my sector area, which is this in here. And then I remember I need to take my units and square them. So this is centimeters, so that would be centimeters squared. Okay, so again, we set it up, small over big equals small over big. Sector area over circle area is equal to sector angle over 360, because there's 360 degrees in a circle. Simplify, cross multiply, reduce. And I'm left with 25 pi over 6, and then because we're in area, that's squared units, centimeters squared. Okay? In radians, we are given the formula arc area, or sector area, is equal to theta r squared over 2. Theta being the radians, the angle that I'm given. So in this case, it's 2 pi over 3. All I'm doing is plugging and chugging. So I have my area is equal to theta is 2 pi over 3. R, so my diameter here is 10 inches. Radius is 5 inches. So I'm doing 5 squared. And then that's all over 2. Okay, from here, I'm just simplifying. So I've got 2 pi, and I'm just going to keep this, over 3. 5 squared is 25, and then that's divided by 2. Remember, guys, anytime we've got a denominator in a numerator of a fraction, we can just move that down, okay? So what I'm going to have from here, 2 pi times 25 is 50 pi. And then 3 times 2 is 6. So I have 50 pi over 6. And now I do the same thing that I did over here. I just reduce the fraction. 50 and 6, I can take a 2 out. And that's going to give me 25 pi over 3. This was in inches. So again, I want to keep those units, and that would be inches squared. And that's it. Okay? These are the elements that I really need you guys to work on. In the homework, there are going to be some extensions. Just try. Okay, just try, and I will see you guys on Zoom tomorrow if you have any other questions. Homework is the odds. Thank you guys. See you tomorrow.